Good evening, sports fans, and welcome to Northern Burlington County Regional High School. I am Mr. James Dowd. I'm joined by broadcasting students Mr. Kyle Forsini and Mr. Decker Morrow. We are here live. It is Monday, December 18th, as the Northern Burlington Greyhounds take on the Palmyra Panthers in a great local matchup. How are you guys doing today?
Doing great today, Mr. Dowd. Good to be back here with you guys and doing a basketball game. We haven't done one of these in a year or so this game should be good.
Yeah, I don't think we've done a basketball game since the girls' game last year. And we've had a lot of fun doing a couple basketball games in our run as commentary, and that's going to be almost a quick steal for Northern to start the game. Palmyra is going to take a three and hit it to start hot early, up 3-0.
Northern is led by head coach Mr. Gene Darling. He has a lot of head coaching experience here with the boys basketball team, as well as being an assistant coach with the baseball team, the football team, and being a head coach with the girls volleyball team. And he's in his 11th year here at the farm, and I know he's got the boys fired up and ready to go here in this matchup.
Yeah, this should definitely be a good game, as you would say, Mr. Dowd. And Palmyra is going to be without their star, Taj Harris, who's been a great player for that team for the past 3 years. He's not playing in this game today. And so the Hounds are going to they'll have a leg up on Palmyra there, and they know they won't have to be able to guard him. But as Decker had said, a hot start for Palmyra, up 3-0, and we'll see if the Hounds can respond.
They're going to try and miss a three early on, and Palmyra is going to get the rebound, take it up slowly to maybe expand their early lead.
As you were saying, Kyle, though, the absence of Taj Harris is a big one. He averaged 26.5 points per game last year. He actually had a game last season where he had 50. He also averaged 8 rebounds, 4 steals, and over 4 assists.
And Palmyra is going to foul Josh Jackson on the drive to the basket that time. It's going to be Josh Jackson again who's going to come back out for the inbounds pass.
So Northern down 5-0, kind of not a start that we would have expected. Palmyra being a team that we feel Northern should be able to handle, but a good start for them. And up 5-0, the Hounds are going to have to put up some points quickly here to try and claw back. And, it's early in this game, obviously, but with a steal there by Palmyra, looks like the Northern's getting off to a little bit of a sloppy start here, and we'll see what they can do.
And that's going to be another 2 for Palmyra as they're going to go up 7-0 early. Everything's dropping for them so far. Northern's big problem offensively has been a little bit of a sloppy play as they've had 1 tipped and 1 stolen already. But if they can just control those turnovers, they're going to be able to work themselves right back in this game. As that's going to be a layup for Northern to go back and get 2 points on the other way.
Yeah, certainly a lot of time left in this game. Obviously, just started the first quarter, so no need to overreact this early into the game as the Hounds get their first bucket. Still down 7-2, though, as Palmyra takes a 3, and that one's just going to be off the mark, but looks like it's going to be an over the back there on Palmyra, and it's going to be a foul, so Northern's going to get the ball back.
Both teams come into this game 1-0. Northern actually defeated Delran in their season opener. That was just this past Friday, December 15th. And in that game, the Hounds got some really good play from Josh Jackson, who put up 11, Khalif Lewis, who had 14, Anthony Thomas, who had 12, and Lorenzo Repak, who had 7. So multifaceted attack there from the Greyhounds, and certainly they have the home court advantage today, so they're looking to get back into this one.
They're going to pull up for another 3, and it is no good.
Looks like they're going to call a foul there on number 11, Lorenzo Repak. Palmyra's going to shoot 3 here, as that was from behind the arc. And down 7-2. The Hounds are giving some free throws here to Palmyra.
Joe Smith at the line here for Palmyra. Now, they come into this game 1-0. They actually defeated Woodstown in their season opener. And in that game, Malik Muriel dropped 19 points for Palmyra in their 60-47 win. He had 3 three-pointers, as well as Faraji Robinson, who added a double-double with 10 points and 10 rebounds. Carter Wilburn chipped into that one with 14 points and 7 steals, and Tommy Shover had 14 boards to go along with 5 points. So they've also got a multifaceted attack, so it looks like the Hounds have their work cut out for them as they're trailing in this one. early in the first quarter.
That's a defensive set that Northern would like to forget, as they had 3 fouls on that set alone, and they're going to get a blocking foul the other way this time, though, and that's going to be Palmyra's second of the game. Both teams are already looking in early foul trouble.
And a good job there by Palmyra to knock down all those 3 free throws that they got. You got to make those when you have the opportunity for them. So going up 10-2, the Hounds are down 8 with a lot of time left here in the first quarter.
Certainly, Josh Jackson is their playmaker. That one got away from him there, but he's really their go-to scorer, led the Hounds in scoring last season. And they're really looking for him to be the motor that kind of gets this offense going here today.
That's going to be another costly turnover for Northern. That's going to give Palmyra the ball back when they already have momentum. They're going to look to pull up another 3, and that's also no good. Rebound by Northern.
And a good rebound, as you said, by Northern, but Cleveton Lewis had a pass down the court there to the sophomore Repack, and he was unable to put it back, but Leaf is just off the mark there as he gets the steal from Palmyra. So still down 10-2 here. Early still in this first quarter, and as you had said, Mr. Dowd, Josh Jackson kind of one of the leaders on this team, and you'd really look for him to have a good game to get this team back in it, as Palmyra is just off the mark with a 3, and Jackson grabs the rebound. And there's 3 layups missed there for the Hounds, so going to have to clean that up here for the rest of this game if they want to try and claw back into this. Definitely some shots that they would have liked to make, but at this point, still down 10-2. Plenty of time left in this game. No need to panic.
Early in this game, we've seen Northern with some uncharacteristic turnovers, some missed layups, and now a few fouls already to start this one off. They're going to have to slow themselves down a little bit if they're going to hope to get themselves back in this game. But Palmyra has cooled off too, and they haven't been able to hit shots recently, and that's a good sign for Northern's defense.
Yeah, and Northern's not got their biggest guy on the court there, number 35, Sam Irvin. This is his first year playing basketball, but having a big guy like that in the middle, it's going to make it hard for Palmyra to take the ball into the paint like that. So looks like a defensive strategy there for Coach Darling to put him in there, and we'll see how he can fare in this game.
Now, Northern is coming off a rebuilding season from last year. They finished the 2016 season with a record of 13-13, and they had some big wins versus Pemberton, Holy Cross, and Burlington Township. And they actually ended last year on a 5-game win streak and winning 6 of their last 7. So this is a team in the Hounds. Looks like they're going to call timeout here, try to regroup. Down 10 here in the first quarter. But this is a team in the Hounds who can certainly put up points. They averaged 62 points per game last year. So they're just really looking to get the offense going here. And that's a long 3 by Josh Jackson, putting Northern back into this one. Currently down 12-5.
A great shot there by Jackson to put the Hounds down 7 now, and some good team defense there on the Hounds. Looks like they're going to call a foul, though, on the Hounds here. Coach Darling not too happy about that, but like you had said, Decker, the Hounds are kind of getting into some early foul trouble as Palmyra's going to inbound the ball again.
Yeah, we've seen many fouls to start this game for Northern. That's going to be a tip pass by Leaf Lewis, who's really one of the defensive standouts for Northern. But Palmyra's going to keep moving. They're going to get it back out and look to hit up a short layup, which they're going to miss twice, and Leaf gets another rebound.
It's going to be key for Northern not to give Palmyra second chances and letting them get offensive boards, as Leaf's going to pull it for 3 and just miss as Palmyra grabs the rebound there, and they're going to take it back up the court. Some good defense there on the interior by the Northern defense. Looks like Sam Irvin and Anthony Thomas might have been in there to get a hand on that shot.
In the last minute or two of this defense, we've seen several group defensive plays that limit Palmyra's offensive rebounds that came way early in this game, as they were able to put up several shots and second chance opportunities that they're no longer getting.
As Leaf's going to pull up for 3 again, just off the mark. That ball's going to be tipped to Palmyra, and they're going to have a fast break opportunity and a great layup there. by Palmyra, giving themselves a 9-point lead here.
Yeah, good on Josh Jackson and not foul him there as well, because you know you're going to give up the 2 points. Why give up a potential third? So they're going to pass it back to him, and Northern Star is going to take the point.
Good drive there by Lewis, and he's going to put it in to go up 14-7, or go down 14-7. Sorry. So Palmyra still with a 7-point lead here. They've been working with the lead all game, but it'll be interesting to see if that defensive strategy is going to start helping out the Hounds here.
And certainly being down 7 isn't necessarily what you want, but it's still so very early in the first quarter. Looks like Palmyra is going to shoot the 3 there and miss and get the putback as the teams battle for the loose ball there.
And that's another set of points that comes off of second chance opportunities for Palmyra. So there's going to be a foul against Palmyra on defense that time.
Now, Palmyra's coming to this quarter red hot, shooting the 3, and actually Northern was really successful last game. They had 7 3-pointers of their own. So they just have been off the mark, but hopefully still plenty of time to play here. They can get back into this one. Only down 10 with just over a minute here to play in the first quarter.
It definitely has not been the first quarter that the Hounds would have liked, but if they can kind of salvage something here at the end, that's not what they wanted to see. Is Palmyra going down the court and a great layup there. It's going to put them up 19-7, and it looks like that's going to be waved off. So there's not going to be a layup there for Palmyra. They are going to shoot free throws, though. So still up 17-7. As I was trying to say before, the Hounds are definitely going to try and want to salvage something in this quarter, maybe hope that they missed at least one of these 2 free throws and then put some points up and maybe try and get a 2-for-1 down the other end.
It's going to be Irene McNair with the free throws this time at the line. Northern's just got to come back from these costly turnovers that started this game and play a little better defensively, and they'll be right. They can stay right in this game still. That's going to be a big rebound by Anthony Thomas, who's going to take it up for the layup, and he's going to miss it. But it's going to be put back and in.
Looks like that basket's going to go waved off there. And Greyhounds are going to go to the line here. Anthony Thomas looking to cut into this lead. Currently down 18-7 with just under a minute to play here in the first quarter. And again, for those just tuning in, I'm Mr. James Dowd. I'm joined by broadcasting students Mr. Kyle Forsini, Mr. Decker Morrow. We are here live at the farm. It is Monday, December 18th, 2017, as the Northern Burlington Greyhounds take on the Palmyra Panthers.
So that second free throw is going to fall there for Thomas. It's going to put the Hounds down 10 still, and some stingy defense there as they're trying to not let Palmyra get the ball up the court. A corner 3 is just off the mark, but a good offensive rebound there for the Panthers. They've been doing that a lot so far this game, and a good cut move there as the layup is just off, but yet again another offensive rebound. And Palmyra is going to try and slow down and take things back from the top. Some good defense there. Looked like Sam Irvin got in the way of him dribbling, and Josh Jackson for the layup is just off the mark. But there we go with Northern getting an offensive board. That's something we'd like to see. And a little hectic here at the end of this first quarter. There's a lot of movement, and repack is just off the mark there. Looks like that ball's going to be out of bounds on Palmyra. And so with 10 seconds left here in this first quarter, look for the Hounds to try and score with as little time left on the clock so Palmyra doesn't get an opportunity and try and go down only single digits going into the second quarter.
Looks like they're just almost chucking stuff up at the end of this quarter here. Nothing seems to fall for either team as we're going to go into the second quarter. Palmyra up 18-8.
So, second quarter just underway here. Northern down 10. Despite struggling from the field in the first quarter, though, there were some really positive things to take away there, and certainly the defense that Northern had as well as their transition game. If just some of those buckets could fall, they could be right back into this one. And who better than Josh Jackson here to lead the charge as we enter the second quarter?
You're definitely right, Mr. Dowd. They had some pretty good defense there at the end of that first quarter, and this is a good offense. They're definitely going to come around. You're not going to hold them down all game, and we absolutely expect them to start getting their things turned around starting in this quarter. So we'll see what the Hounds are able to do here. They're going to be back on defense as the Panthers are going to bring up the ball, but like we had just said, their defense has exhibited right there by Repack and Thomas. Some great double team there as Palmyra was almost trapping themselves into a corner with really no options to pass, and they've done a great job.
So yeah, one thing we noticed from last year's Palmyra team is that they were very boom or bust. They had several games where they scored over 75 points, but they also had quite a few games where they scored 45 or fewer. And they ended last season with 5 losses in their last 6 games, which was opposite of the run that Northern had, in which they won almost all their last games at the end of the season last year. So Northern's coming in this game hot, and Palmyra's a little cold, but that's going to be a block and a foul against Palmyra as Northern's going to inbound the ball.
So it's going to be a fast break opportunity there for Palmyra, and the layup's going to be off, so that's going to help out the Hounds as they're going to get another fast break opportunity here. Josh Jackson is going to be able to put the hook shot right in there for the Hounds. So cutting that Palmyra lead now to 6. And the Hounds are doing a great job so far in this quarter, up 4-0 here in the second quarter.
Yeah, they came out of this quarter like the game was still tied 0-0, and we're able to start this quarter hot as Palmyra's going to take a timeout here, noticing that they're down on a 4-0 run by Northern.
And they also, Decker, probably called that timeout is because Northern's been playing that great defense, and that's exhibited right there as Lorenzo Repack is going to get a steal. But the Hounds have really done a nice job double-teaming guys and making sure that they have nowhere to go once they get the ball up court. And so far, the Panthers haven't been able to handle it. As Repack's going to put up a little floater, and that's going to fall. So the Hounds cutting that lead now to 4. This is kind of what I had talked about earlier. You're not going to hold this offense down for long. It's only a matter of time before they break out.
Yeah, that's going to be another big steal for Northern, as that's going to lead to a layup, which is something we saw in the first quarter was an anomaly, how many times Northern was missing layups and easy baskets to start the game. We knew that had to turn around, and it seems like it has so far to start this quarter.
That was an outstanding rebound and outlet pass there by Khalif Lewis, setting up that field goal. And Northern's now only down 2. For a team that was struggling there in the first quarter, they've come out here in the second quarter like a new team, and they're right back into this one. And one of the things that Northern has in their favor is the number of upperclassmen they have, seniors and leaders on the court. And this is a team who 2 years ago, Northern, set a single season record with 20 wins. So a couple of these guys were on that team, and I'm sure they've built on that experience, and they've come out here in this second quarter red hot.
And that great defense that they had in the first quarter is certainly carried over, as Palmyra has been shut out so far in this second quarter. This is definitely a great way for the Hounds to start battling back into this game, and hopefully they keep riding with this confidence and play like they've been, as that's going to be the first bucket of the quarter for Palmyra. Going back up 4 points here, but that shouldn't seem too bad to the Hounds, as they've really just outplayed Palmyra so far in this second quarter.
Yeah, even with that basket, Northern's up 8. Northern's on an 8-2 run to start the quarter, as that's going to be a nice little floater by Josh Jackson to make that a 10-2 run with 5 minutes left in the second quarter.
And the Hounds have certainly had good ball movement as well. I mean, Josh Jackson did a great job making that shot there, creating a lot of space there on his own and just putting a good shot in. That's a big block there by Sam Irvin. Great play there, because that one's going to sail out of bounds, and the Hounds are going to get the ball back, down 2. But as I was saying, they've had a lot of good ball movement, and they've been able to find the open man and get good looks at shots, which is something they really weren't doing in the first quarter. They had a couple of layup opportunities that they weren't able to convert on, but other than that, they didn't have great opportunities, as Sam Irvin's going to do something on the offensive end now. Gets the block and then gets the bucket down the other end. So good series there for him as they tie the game here at 20.
And that's the first tie of the game so far. Palmyra has really been in the driver's seat, and now Northern's right back into this one, anybody's game. After these free throws here by the Panthers.
So it's going to be Carter Wilburn from Palmyra taking a free throw and missing. And it's going to be another rebound by Sam Irvin, who's going to dish it out to Leaf Lewis for the next play.
And Carter Wilburn's one of the offensive standouts for Palmyra. Last game he had 14 points and 7 steals. So he's certainly somebody to keep their eye on. But, Northern slowed down the pace a little bit. They've been outstanding on defense in this quarter, and their transition game has been doing pretty well as well. And it looks like Jackson was looking to set up Irvin there. And he's going to shoot the 3 just off the mark.
Palmyra with a good defensive rebound there, and here goes Northern with a trap again, but Palmyra able to get through it there and find an open man themselves as he puts up a shot, and that is going to be no good, and a great rebound there by Sam Irvin. Josh Jackson on the fast break here, good layup move, and that's going to be put in. That's what you expect to see from Jackson on the fast break. He's one of the best at doing that, and he gives Northern their first lead of the game.
Northern's really liking this half-court press defense, and you can see why as they come up with another steal and a missed layup. Back to what they were doing in the first quarter. It could have been a 4-point lead for Northern. As that one's going to go out of bounds off of, I think, the foot of Sam Irving.
Hounds been doing outstanding, currently on a 14-2 run. As you said, Kyle, their first lead of the game. And their defense has been playing tremendous here in the second quarter. It's clear that Coach Darling got the team fired up and motivated there after that first quarter. And Palmyra's finally going to sink another one, tie this game back up 22.
Just because Northern came rushing in doesn't mean Palmyra's going to fall apart. They put up another basket there to try to keep themselves within reach in this game. But Northern's looking to take the lead back. It's going to be a high pass to Josh Jackson on the point, who's going to pull up a 3. And it's going to be good off the rim and backboard. But that's going to be a 3-point lead for Northern.
Yeah, you really can't give Josh Jackson an open shot like that. He's going to make that 9 times out of 10. And Palmyra made the mistake, and they paid the price for it. That's another good play on defense there. Anthony Thomas there on the fast break for the Hounds. Throws up the left-handed hook shot, and it's just off the mark. And Palmyra's going to get a defensive rebound there. Looks like there was going to be a foul called there, a loose ball foul on Palmyra, so the Hounds are going to be able to get the ball back. And they're going to bring it up top here with 11 repack, taking a 3, and he's just off the mark there as Palmyra is going to get a defensive board.
Seems like Palmyra's offense doesn't really know how to handle this Northern pressure defense that they've been playing in the last couple minutes of this first half. But Palmyra's going to come up with a nice rebound and miss a 3. Leaf Lewis is going to get the rebound.
Big 3-point attempt there by the Greyhounds, and that one's going to go, giving them the lead 28-22 with just under 2 minutes to play here in the first half. They've been doing a fabulous job here in the second quarter, taking command of this game. And it's really just been contributions from all of the players on the offensive and defensive end. And it looks like we're going to get a little loose ball foul here as the clock stops with 1:35 in the second quarter. For those just tuning in, I'm Mr. James Dowd. I'm here with broadcasting students Mr. Decker Morrow and Mr. Kyle Forsini. We are here live at the farm. It is Monday, December 18th, 2017, as the Northern Burlington Greyhounds take on the Palmyra Panthers. And what's really been a really tight matchup here with just under 2 minutes to play here in the second quarter.
It's really been the tale of two quarters so far. With the opening one, we saw Palmyra lead huge, and that's going to be a missed 3 by Josh Jackson. But for the most part, this quarter's been all Northern, with Palmyra only getting up 4 points. That one's going to go out of bounds, but it's going to be off of Northern's foot.
Yeah, like you had said, Decker, the Northern's winning this quarter right now, 20-4. They put up 20 points to only Palmyra's 4 so far this quarter, so that's one way to get yourself back in the game. And now they've got the upper hand, up 6 right now, as Palmyra is going to be shooting 2 free throws here.
So McNair's going to sink that one, cut the lead to 5. But the Greyhounds have really been doing a great job trapping on defense, doing a great job with their transition offense. And it looks like they're getting a quick sub here to wrap up the second quarter.
So Irie McNair is going to be 3 for 4 at the line so far this game. And Leaf Lewis is going to come take it back up the court, look to set up a play to potentially Josh Jackson, one of the other guys on the team.
So looking to wind down the clock here and maintain control of the offense. Leaf looks like he's going to drive and try to look for the open shooter. That one's going to go off the mark. And you got to love the effort there, though, by the Greyhounds fighting for that loose ball. Just under 50 seconds to play here in the second quarter. And looks like Lewis is going to inbound the ball here for the Greyhounds.
Looks like Northern's going to rest a couple of their starters for the end of this first half, get them back out after halftime. But Northern's still looking to expand on this lead. And that's going to be a big three that is going to be missed, and Palmyra's going to come up with the rebound.
Palmyra's shooting struggles are going to continue here as they've been off the mark quite frequently here in this quarter, as that one's going to go out of bounds and the Hounds are going to get the ball back.
Looks like we have Zymir Davis here about to inbound the ball. And Leaf Lewis is looking to push it up court here. Maybe hoping to get one more shot attempt for the Greyhounds as we wind down the second quarter.
It seems like Palmyra's offensive struggles have really had a lot to do with the fact that they're not even trying to break into the paint. They've just been taking most of their shots from outside the three-point line and just throwing them up, and really haven't come down with anything this quarter. So if your 3 points not working, you got to go somewhere else, and it seems like they haven't really made that adjustment yet.
And I think a lot of that, Decker, is part in the fact that they have senior Sam Irvin in there, and when he's not in, they've had the sophomore Jake Frick come in and be their big man. So they've had two guys that are big bodies in the paint, and they're hard to drive on, and especially when Palmyra was used to having a smaller Northern lineup there for the beginning part of the first quarter, and they were able to put up some points, but they haven't really adjusted to the big men being there.
And that was a great rebound there by Leaf Lewis. He kind of struggled from the field a little bit today, but he's been doing a great job in other facets, such as passing and rebounding. That one's going to be off the mark for him. But, right there, fighting for the loose ball as we end the second quarter. Greyhounds in the lead, 28-23. So we're going to pick back up here in the third quarter. The Hounds used a 20-5 run there in the second quarter to take a 28-23 lead into the break. Kyle, what are some of the things that stood out to you about the Greyhounds there in the second quarter?
Well, definitely the Hounds' defense. They were really, like Decker said, they were, half-court pressing there. Is when Palmyra was able to come into their side of the court, Northern was double-teaming them and trapping them, and they were unable to really do anything with the ball. Also, Northern putting the two big men in the paint and made it a lot harder for the Panthers to score, as Carson Johnson's just going to be off the mark there on a hook shot. And also, Mr. Dowd, they didn't really make many mistakes on offense as well. They were making a lot of their shots, as Leaf Lewis is going to be there for a layup, and he's going to put that in, put the Hounds up 7. But especially that part of their game has been improved on fast breaks. The Hounds have been able to put in a lot of layups. In the first quarter, they'd missed a few of them. They've definitely cleaned that up. And they just look a lot more confident out there. You can see right now as their defense right there. Palmyra stood no chance there as Josh Jackson was able to close in, and he's going to make that layup and put the Hounds up 9. This is going to be their largest lead of the game.
Yeah, those layups were the things they weren't capitalizing on early in this game, and I think it was maybe the emotions of kind of getting back into the swing of a new season. But Northern seemed to calm themselves down as they've gotten through this game, been able to hit pretty much every layup they've attempted recently, as that's going to be a missed 3 for Palmyra.
And they're really forcing Palmyra into, not high percentage shots. I mean, that was a decent 3 there, but there's always a hand right in the face of Palmyra, and they're not really getting too many good looks. And it's just great defense by the Hounds. They've held Palmyra to 5 points here in the second and third quarter combined so far. So certainly a lot to be proud of here for the Hounds, and definitely want to keep working at it, though. Although Palmyra's struggling right now, the Hounds are struggling in the first quarter, and they were able to right that ship. So we'll see what Palmyra can do here, if they can kind of get their game back to what they had in the beginning.
After one quarter, Northern was down by 10 points. So you don't want to take your foot off the gas. So that's going to be a potentially costly turnover for Northern. because we saw what could happen if you start letting the other team put up some points, as that lead can go away real fast.
So the Greyhounds currently in the lead, 32-23. Just over 6 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Looks like we're going to get a foul call there, and it's going to go the other way. Inbounds there, Jackson, looking to take over once again here as the Greyhounds are up 9. Which, as you said, Kyle, has been their biggest lead of the game.
Looks like Anthony Thomas is going to be the one trying to set up a play this time, as he's going to get a little help there from Leaf Lewis, looking for somebody to set an outlet pass to. It's going to be Josh Jackson. Northern's playing much slower and more calmly than Palmyra has, and I think that's part of why they've been able to open up a decent-sized lead. They're going to get in for a mid-range jumper that's going to be missed, but a nice offensive rebound.
And a great spin move there by Josh Jackson. The shot's going to be just off the mark, but he's going to get a foul called there. So he's going to shoot from the line. And that would have been too good if that spin move would have put that shot in. That was something we really haven't seen in this game, and that was a great move there, as he's going to shoot 2 from the line.
That one's going to be missed, but we've seen a couple highlight plays so far today between the Euro step by Leaf Lewis and the spin move on this play to really have these players put up on their tapes for colleges. It's been a really exciting day for these guys, and that's going to be a hit free throw for Northern, as he's going to go 1 for 2 at the line that time.
So now expanding that lead, it's now the largest it's been at 10. And some great defense there by the Hounds, as they're not letting Palmyra really breathe on the offensive end. There's always somebody right in the face, and it looks like it's going to be a foul there on Leaf Lewis, and Palmyra is going to be able to inbound the ball here. Wouldn't expect the Hounds to let them have an easy inbounds pass here. The Hounds have been playing some really tight defense, and I'm sure it'll be hard here for Palmyra to try and get a good pass inbounds.
Now you can follow all of Northern boys basketball action on Twitter at NBC_boys b-ball, and you can follow all of Northern sports on Twitter at NBC_athletics, and that's run by our athletic director, Dr. Dan Uzaki, who does a great job keeping everybody plugged into all things Northern sports. So we've got a great game going on here at the farm. The Greyhounds are up 33-23. Looks like a quick steal there by Palmyra with just under 5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. And it looks like Josh Jackson is going to take over here on transition, try to make something happen for the Greyhounds. And that's going to be a quick layup there. And Northern's going to take a 12-point lead. So great play there, great vision by Josh Jackson. With 4.5 minutes to play here in the third quarter, Northern's really been in the driver's seat this past quarter and the second quarter as well.
Yeah, Mr. Dowd, they took the lead and they haven't looked back. Palmyra has just not looked good here in the second or third quarter. Really not having good high percentage shots, and when they do get an easy layup or a nice jumper, they haven't been able to make any of them. So they've got 2 free opportunities here at the line for Irene McNair. He's been at the line twice already today, so he's been there a couple times and he should be used to it, but the way this game's been going, we'll see what he can do. As he knocks down the first free throw, it's going to cut the Hounds' lead to 11. But still, these last 2 quarters have definitely been something to, the Hounds should definitely try and take some momentum off of.
And McNair's going to go 2 for 2 at the line that time to get the lead back down to 10. Northern's really looking for some play here to open the lead back up and probably go right back to their leader, Josh Jackson, who makes a big inbounds pass. Sam Irvin going to go for the layup. He's going to hit it. He's just coming in off the bench, and that's going to be a 12-point lead for Northern.
Yeah, and Irvin's definitely a guy that likes to get fired up, and if Northern's going to start utilizing him on the offensive end, which they should, he's a big man who, on the offensive end, there's not a lot of guys that can cover him, so I wouldn't be surprised for the Hounds to try and get him some balls there in the paint and let him put up some layups and shots, and he's going to get right in there on the defensive rebound, and just as I said, he likes to get fired up. He does it right there. He likes to get really into the game and definitely plays with a lot of heart out there, so that's what you want on the court.
Yeah, he got pulled down a little bit on the rebound attempt, and you can see he got a little bit emotionally charged after that, but it looks like we're going to have some free throws, I think, again for Irene McNair. he's really getting to the line today and has been, up until this point, producing on almost every free throw.
So we've got a lot of upperclassmen there on the court with Thomas, Lewis, Irvin, Jackson, and Johnson there. And that's going to fall for Palmyra. But you like to see that upperclassmen leadership, certainly in a game like this where, they were in the deficit early, coming right back. And, that's just great experience playing out there for the Greyhounds. And that one's going to go off the mark. And we've got a little fight here for a loose ball. And see which way the possession arrow is going to go on that one.
Looks like that's going to be Palmyra balls are going to inbound it here. As you have said, Mr. Dowd, though, all 5 guys on the court right now are seniors, so they've definitely got a lot of senior leadership on this team. As sophomore Jake Frick's going to check in here, so they're going to have a younger guy on the court now. But the Hounds have certainly been playing great defense for the entire second and third quarters. Is right there proving my point, as that's just not a high percentage shot that Palmyra is taking. And another point there, they had an easier layup, and they just weren't able to convert. As the Hounds, Anthony Thomas is going to pull up, and he's just off the mark, and it's going to be a defensive rebound there for the Panthers. And no foul called there on Leaf Lewis, and he's going to get the steal. So some fast breaks and a lot of chaos going on here for the Hounds. Is not able to put in either one of those opportunities there, but it looks like there's going to be a foul called on Palmyra. You can see 35 Sam Irvin getting pumped up there. He's certainly happy about that call, and the Hounds are going to maintain possession.
It was a little bit of a sloppy play by both offenses in that last run, as they were losing the ball and getting blocked on both ends. Northern though coming up with the better of it, as they're going to get the ball back on this opportunity. And it looks like Sam Irvin's going to pass it out to Leaf Lewis, is going to put it into Josh Jackson. And I think they're going to get called on a travel that time, as he went up and down.
Looks like he ran into a little bit of traffic there, but he's been doing such a tremendous job today. You'd like to see him stay aggressive on the offensive end. Northern currently in the lead, 37-26, 11-point lead here with just over 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. And they've been really doing a great job. Now, there's not going to be any rest for either one of these teams, as they both have matchups coming up on December 21st. That is this upcoming Thursday. Northern's going to be away at Cinnaminson, and Palmyra's going to play away at Mapleshade. So both these teams looking for a big win here today. And it looks like another 3-point attempt there off the mark there for the Greyhounds, and Irvin there with a big rebound. Leaf Lewis looking to push the ball up the court.
Josh Jackson's going to give that pass there to Anthony Thomas, and he's going to feed it into Irvin, who makes a nice move and goes right underneath and makes the basket. So like I said, they're going to try and utilize him on offense, I'm sure, in these next 2 quarters, as he's definitely a threat on both sides of the ball. And Northern playing great defense there again. They're putting 2 guys there to not let Palmyra really breathe once they have the ball. And that shot's going to fall there for Palmyra. It looked like it was just kind of a... And it looks like that shot is not going to count. It's going to get waved off. But even still, that ball looks like it was chucked up there. And Palmyra got lucky and it went in. But as we had said, it's waved off, so they're still going to be down 13.
Yeah, the Palmyra player that got fouled there was looking for a shooting foul so he can get up and hit some free throws. So it looked like he just chucked it up. But he actually hit the shot that came in a little late. Unfortunately for them, the foul was called before the shot was taken.
So great defensive effort there by the Greyhounds. Going to get a quick timeout here. I guess Palmyra is going to look to try to break the momentum here that the Greyhounds have. Just over 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter, as the Northern Burlington Greyhounds are really cruising in this one, up 39-26, and that's a great steal by Jackson, who's looking to lay this one in, and does. No foul call, but great play there on transition.
Northern's going to open up their biggest lead of the game. That ball's going to get stuck up on the rim, and they're going to get it back down. But Northern's now up to a 15-point lead, really starting to walk away with this game in the third quarter of this, what was a really close match earlier.
And this has really got to be frustrating for Palmyra. You had a 10-point lead here at the end of the first quarter, and with still 2 minutes left to go in the third, you find yourselves down 15. Just haven't been able to hit anything, and that's Exhibit A is that shot's off the mark again for Palmyra from the 3-point line. And Northern's going to get the ball. And Palmyra's been seeing a lot of been on defense here for most of the second and third quarter. They're going to look to try and get some sort of offense going, see if they can crack the code here for Northern's defense, which has been so good.
It's going to be another highlight play for Josh Jackson, who's going to extend the Northern lead to 17. The problem for Palmyra has been is they've fallen in love with that three, and if it's not going down, it's not going down. That's going to be a steal for Anthony Thomas. He's going to look to take it the other way and miss the hard-fought play, but Sam Irvin has been money in the paint today. He's going to get the rebound and 2 more.
So the Greyhounds on an incredible 37-8 run here in the second and third quarter, and the third quarter is still not over. And Irvin's going to go to the line here, try to put the lead to 20 for the Greyhounds. See what he can do here at the line. He's been doing a great job on the offensive and defensive end, and he's really been a great player here for the Greyhounds, contributing in this game.
As you had said, Mr. Dowd, the Hounds are now on a 38-8 run. This is something I don't think I've ever seen in a basketball game before. This is just a complete turn of events, and this is the nightmare situation for Palmyra after they were up 10 in the first quarter. They're now down 20. With still a minute and 11 seconds to go here in the third quarter. So for Palmyra, they do still have time to try and come back in this game, but the way this complexion of the game has just completely changed, it's been all Northern here for the last 2 quarters, and Palmyra's going to call a timeout.
Looks like it's going to be a chucking it up deep. Overthrown on the pass attempt there. As it almost looked like a football maneuver. But Palmyra is going to get the ball back in Northern's territory.
Great steal there by the Greyhounds. That was Leaf Lewis there on the interior defense, and he's looking to push this ball forward here, looking to enhance the lead. As I said, Hounds currently up 20, 46-26. Just under a minute to play here in the third quarter. And again, for those just tuning in, I'm Mr. James Dowd. I'm joined by broadcasting students Mr. Kyle Forsini, Mr. Decker Morrow. We're here live at the farm. It is Monday, December 18th, as the Northern Burlington Greyhounds take on the Palmyra Panthers. And fancy footwork there by Jackson. Floats that one in. That was a tremendous play there. And looks like they're going to call him for, looks like maybe a taunting foul. So technical there. Not what you like to see there, but tremendous play by the Greyhounds. Looks like both teams are going to regroup here temporarily. And the Panthers are going to go to the line.
That's going to be a hit free throw for Joe Smith. The taunt there by Northern comes after a huge run that they've made so far in this game. That's going to be a missed free throw in the second, as it's just been one of those days for Palmyra where nothing seems to fall. But defensively, what are you going to do if you're Palmyra when you've seen just Josh Jackson just come rumbling through and hitting every layup in the second half, really?
And Sam Irvin with a great defensive play there, lays it in. And as you had said, Decker, with Josh Jackson and Sam Irvin right out there on the court playing as well as they have, and Leaf Lewis and Anthony Thomas and the whole rest of the Northern team in general just playing as well as they have, Palmyra stands no chance. As there's going to be a fast break opportunity there and some good passing there. Looks like that shot's going to end up being waved off anyway. But good ball movement there by the Hounds to find the open man and find the open layup, which is still what you want to see.
Yeah, I don't even want to look at the turnover statistics this game for Palmyra, as it seems like every time they've been going down the court, they've been handing it over to Northern. And I think that's just frustrations building as the game goes along. But Northern's defense is back on the court looking to take the ball away again.
And Palmyra once again met with by a swarm of defenders. And it looks like Jackson is going to get fouled there, driving to the basket. With 6 seconds to play here in the third quarter, Northern's lead is up to 23 now. The score 50-27. Looks like the Greyhounds are going to try to hold on here for maybe one more shot to end this third quarter.
Yeah, the lead looks pretty stable for Northern at this point, And that's going to be a block to end the third quarter by Anthony Thomas. That's how you move to the fourth quarter of a game that you're already up by 23 in.
So the Greyhounds with another steal, doing an outstanding job. They have outscored the Panthers 42-9 in the second and third quarters, and they just continue to score, and that was a great play there by Sam Irvin. Let's make that run 44-9 with 1 quarter left to play here. Greyhounds certainly cruising here in this great local matchup. And another steal by Northern, but looks like they're going to be met by some defenders, be forced out of bounds, but they're going to retain possession. And Zymir Davis is looking to inbound the ball here for the Greyhounds.
Yeah, heads-up play there by Leif Lewis to throw it into one of the defenders that was guarding him. It's gonna get turned over on the inside pass there. Leif Lewis is looking for an assist on that play. Instead, Palmyra's going to get the ball back and pull up a three, and it's still no good. But they got that offensive rebound, and that's also going to be a miss.
Decker, you had alluded to this earlier, and you're definitely right. Palmyra's fallen in love with the three, and I get that they're down, 25 points, and I guess they feel that putting up the three gives them the best opportunity to climb back in this game. But just getting some shots from the paint, or just trying to get some easy, simple layups to get some points to try and build off of something and try and get back in this game, they've really kind of abandoned that and just chucked up threes and hope for offensive boards as Josh Jackson proves even more that he's just uncoverable right now as he plays it in again.
And as I had stated earlier, Jackson was the team's leading scorer last season, and he's really just been magical today with the ball, pretty much doing whatever he wants on the offensive end, and been doing a great job on the defensive end as well. And with contributing players like Leif Lewis and Sam Irvin, Anthony Thomas, Carson Johnson also doing a great job on the defensive end. And Irvin there with the quick steal, looks like he's going to lay that one in. Great play there, great heads-up play there by the big man. Running the court, laying that one in. Northern's currently up 29 points now, 56-27. And, you just really like to see the team playing really well this early in the season. And as I stated, they have a big game against Cinnaminson coming up, and they have a big holiday tournament as well. That's going to be on December 28th. That's the Florence tournament where Northern's going to take on Hamilton West. And that one's going to sail out of bounds. Northern's going to get possession here with just over 6 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter here at the farm. And again, for those just tuning in, I'm Mr. James Dowd, joined by broadcasting students Mr. Kyle Forsini, Mr. Decker Morrow. We are here live. It is Monday, December 18th, 2017, as the Northern Burlington Greyhounds currently in the lead, 56-27, against the Palmyra Panthers.
And as well as Northern's played, the Palmyra's also just played some poor basketball. They've been trapping themselves basically every time. They kind of go into a corner every time they bring it down, as Jackson's going to pull up for a jumper and just be off the mark. But we'll see if they do it on this offensive possession as well. They've been either turning the ball over or just trapping themselves into corners and not having, good opportunities to put up points. As that one's going to fall there for Palmyra, and they're going to put up their first points of this quarter. As Leif Lewis is going to have the fast break. Another Euro step there from Leif, as that one's just going to be off the mark, and it's going to be a foul called here on Northern. So Palmyra is going to get the ball back, and maybe they're starting to get some things going for them, but it looks like it's too little too late as there's only 5.5 minutes remaining in this game, and Palmyra is down 27.
Now, certainly you can follow this action, and you can follow all of Northern TV on Twitter at Northern_TV. You can also check us out on Comcast Channel 19, Verizon Channel 42. We're also streaming on the web. We have a YouTube channel. And you can check out our app at appcatch.com and check out the Northern TV webpage for all kinds of information on Northern programming, DVD sales, sponsorship opportunities, and much more. And the Greyhounds have to love the effort here now, currently up 25 with just over 5 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. And, guys, this is our first game of the winter season. We had a very successful fall season. We recorded 7 varsity sporting events. And, what better way to start the winter season here just before our break with a big, looks like to be a big win by the Greyhounds. Going to get a quick timeout here.
You're definitely right, Mr. Dowd. This was the most successful fall sports season I've ever been a part of, and it was a pleasure to do all those games with you guys and just watch Northern win most of their games. It was a very exciting fall sports season this year. The girls' tennis team finished 19-3 and won the BCSL for the first time in school history. So a great job by them this season as they did their part in having this be a great fall sports season. The boys soccer team went 11-7-2 and advanced to the sectional semifinals. As Northern looks like they're going to try and get another steal there, and it's just looks like it's going to be a foul called there on the Hounds as Palmyra's going to get the ball back. The girls soccer had their 10-win season and advanced to the state playoffs, so it was a great season for them. Field hockey went 11-10-1 this season, and they also advanced to the sectional semifinals. They certainly had a great year here, as Palmyra is going to be going to the line here to shoot 2 free throws. Cross country was division champs. They're good every year, and they just proved that again this year as they had another fantastic season. And girls volleyball went 26-10 this year and had a state playoff appearance. It was definitely a great year for them, as Coach Gene Darling, who's also the basketball coach, was the coach of the girls volleyball team as well this year. That was his second season. And lastly, the football team went 5-5. They had not an ideal start as they were 1-4, but were able to win 5 of their last 6 games to have a very good end of their season to finish at 500. And they had a big win on their homecoming day and also a big win in the Commanders Cup versus Pemberton. So a great season there in Coach Jewel Dolce's second year as head coach. And it looks like the Hounds here are playing some stingy defense once again, as they're always around the ball here on defense and really not letting Palmyra breathe every time they get it.
Northern's offense has kind of reverted to that first quarter status, though, as they've missed a couple layups and easier shots in the closing of this game. I don't really think it's going to be an issue, as they're still up by 23. But it's not what you want to see your offense end with, as that's going to be waved off. But either way, a nice shot for Palmyra.
And that's just kind of the way Palmyra's day's been going, Decker. They finally nail a 3 and it gets waved off. So Northern still up 23 points here. They're going to inbound the ball here with sophomore Lorenzo Repack, as he's going to give it to Josh Jackson. And with just under 4 minutes to play here, Hounds certainly look like they're going to be in victory formation. But obviously nothing's for certain until the game is over. As we saw, Northern was down 10 points and quickly turned that into a 20-point lead. So Palmyra can definitely try and claw their way back in here and do the same.
Coach Gene Darling has to love the defensive effort by the Greyhounds the last couple of games, only giving up 25 in the season opener, now only giving up 33 here in the second game. Love to see the team defense all around. And on the offensive end, they put up 48 last game. They've got 56 so far, and the game is far from over with 3.5 minutes to play, but just an outstanding job. Also, speaking of outstanding jobs, I want to thank our Northern TV crew, our camera operators are on hand, Mr. Jake McCauley, Mr. Derek Brown, Mr. Antonio Concepcion, and Miss Kristen Pallarmini for their outstanding camera work here today, as well as our athletic department, Palmyra's athletic department, our teachers and staff on hand, our great friends, families, and community members, our other broadcasting teacher, Mr. Matt Pona, who is working clock for this game, as well as our facilities department, did a great job prepping for the game. So, Northern in the lead. Great shot there. With 3 minutes left to play, Carson Johnson showing his range. That was from about 19 feet there. And Northern's cruising in this one, 59-33. Looked like that one was partially blocked. And we're going to get an offensive foul call against the Panthers. And as we've stated, maybe just some frustration showing. They were having a great game there in the first quarter, but Northern kept their cool, kept their composure. And, they rode a 48-9 run over the second, third, and first 3 minutes of the fourth quarters to take this commanding lead. With just under 3 minutes to play here, Zymir Davis is going to inbound the ball.
Yeah, that just looked like aggression on Palmyra's part. Not happy with how this day's worked out, as Northern's gotten up to a 26-point lead at the close of this game, and he just kind of shoved a Northern man to the ground. That's going to be Zymir Davis looking to make a play before the end of this game. And we're going to get a timeout here by the officials in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it looked like we had a quick wardrobe violation there for one of the players on Palmyra. Officials took care of that quickly, and we're back up here on the game action with 2.5 minutes to play. And that's going to be a long three by Palmyra. He's going to sink that one. Cutting into the lead, 59-36. 2 minutes left to play here. So it looks like that three-pointer might be, too little too late, so to speak. But, got to love the just a great gameplay by both teams here. Still fighting for every loose ball, still going for every shot. And looks like Northern's going to get a quick sub here. We got DeAndre Pearson in the game. as you said, another big guy there in the middle, helping to prevent any interior sort of offense by Palmyra. And almost another great steal there by Northern, and they're going to pick that one right back up and go in transition, and they're going to sink it. So great defensive effort. 61 points here for the Greyhounds. I know Coach Dean Darling is fired up. You got to love the effort here.
And I think Northern kind of came into this game expecting to win. They knew without Taj Harris this would be a much easier task for them, and they could definitely defeat Palmyra. But I don't think anybody expected to see this, as Jake Frick's going to pull up from 3, and he's going to make that. So the big man getting in on the action there, nailing a three-pointer to put the Hounds up 64-36. You certainly love to see that, a sophomore getting some time and making a big shot like that.
And the crowd looked to be fired up on that one as well. We want to thank them for their great support and the turnout. Obviously, always a great turnout here on the farm. And Northern, is continuing to play aggressive here, even up almost 30 points. Still looking for great shots and playing great defense. And it looks like going to get whistled for a quick foul there. Want to take this opportunity as well, with the holidays just around the corner. Want to wish our viewers, all of our students, staff, and families here on the farm a happy and safe holiday season. Certainly, we're looking to continue to provide excellent sports coverage when we come back from the winter break, with very exciting seasons for the girls basketball team, the boys wrestling team, boys and girls bowling, swim teams, winter track, and certainly our winter cheerleaders do a great job keeping everybody motivated. So Northern currently in the lead, 64-37, just over a minute to play here, looking like going to get a big W. And as I said, they've got a game coming up this Thursday, December 21st, at Cinnaminson. So we'd love for our friends, families, community members to come out and support our Hounds with just about a minute left to play here, and what looks to be a big win here for Northern.
Yeah, a little side comment on this big lead for Northern. Even if you wanted to just for fun add in Palmyra's Taj Harris's 27 points per game average, this game would still only be tied, even if he put up the average points that he does with no repercussions for any other player. So Northern's really just had a great offensive game so far, and really has been able to stop Palmyra's every move on defense.
And certainly it's advantageous to the Greyhounds for the Panthers to be missing that caliber of player, and certainly we wish that young man the best of luck in his future as he's committed to Syracuse next fall for football. And Northern still fighting for the loose balls here with just under 40 seconds to play. And that one's going to, looks like, sail out of bounds. Now, certainly you can check out Northern TV for this game, as well as many other programming interests. We have our upcoming winter high school and middle school concerts coming up. You can check those out. Our flagship program, the Northern News, as well as our Students of the Month, our recent National Honor Society induction, as well as our Northern TV holiday special. So lots of ways to stay plugged into all things Northern, as the Greyhounds are looking to get a big win here with just under 31 seconds to play here at the farm. And Palmyra is going to sink that one.
So 30 seconds to go. Looks like it's going to be a win for Northern today.
Also want to thank you guys for your contributions today. Certainly Decker and Kyle, you guys have been doing a great job, and we always do our part. This is my 47th game announcing here for the Greyhounds. Xavier Dukes shoots that one there off the mark. But it's certainly been a pleasure to work with you guys, and we look forward to continuing this after our holiday break when we return on January 2nd with lots of winter sports on the docket here for the Northern Burlington Greyhounds.
Yeah, Mr. Dow, with this being Decker and mine last year, being able to do this, we're certainly looking to go out on a high note and commentate some winning games for the Hounds, as we did a lot of them in the fall season, and we're doing another one here to start off the winter year. As that shot's going to be off the mark, and that should do it. Unless Palmyra wants to foul for no reason here. And they did that. Looks like that's going to be a foul on Palmyra, as time's going to run out anyway.
So looking like we're going to get a no call there. On behalf of all of us here at Northern TV, on behalf of Decker Morrow and Kyle Forsini, I'm Mr. James Dowd signing off.